Hello, welcome back to ABI-DOS. Last episode we continued with we continue with key generator, right? Yeah. Well, I had some ideas. Yeah, I had some more ideas. So I guess we'll take a look at them. I think I'll copy the current solution that I have, because I don't know if I want to mess with this right now. I want to leave at least a copy of it so I can come back to it if I need to go back to this idea. However, I decided that in general, if I wanted to fix this, there actually is a very simple way of fixing it. Is there a simple way of fixing it? I think there is. Yeah, there's a very simple way of fixing it. The problem that we had last episode was, if I'm not wrong, timing, right? Right now, these wouldn't be timed at the same time. However, I can probably fix that. That is one of the issues that I can fix. The idea is just to use obstructors that actually let go at the right time. So one way that this could be done is like to have obstructors do this. I forget right now what we're doing. Oh, also I almost forget. It's like that. So if we ran this, what would happen? This would split, I think. Yeah, this would split 4 and 4. This would open. If I remember correctly, the past looked something like this, if I remember correctly. Hold on. I kind of forget. Does it look like this? I think it looks like this. Like this, right? And then this waited for 2, and then this would separate. Yeah, like that. And the idea is that these would be held, and only after this reaches a certain point, these would be let down, and that would be able to basically yeah, it would be able to time these at the same time as this. That might be a problem though, because these guys will they don't get reversed. If I were to reverse them, right, there's an empty spot here, and because they're all pressed against this line, the empty spot will always, if they try to go in this direction, there'll always be a certain number of empty spots that is different based on the number here. So that might be a problem. However, I think I might have found a way to fix it. Hopefully. I'm not entirely sure. The way I did it was, I did some duplicating. The way I thought about doing it was, if I got rid of all the wires here. Let's get rid of all the wires here first. The way I did it was, I remember it was some duplication nonsense, the way I thought about it. Let's get rid of all these. So rather than you having 2 halves, you have 2 full lengths, and one is completely reversed and the other runs regularly, and when you line them up together, they'll get a full reversed. Yeah, you get a full reversed set. That is my thought. And the other problem this fixes is that when you have a length of 7, for example, by reversing one full line and running it alongside itself on a regular sequence, the middle will match with itself. So like if you have 2 2 4 3 3 6 1, and you reversed it, you get 1 6 3 3 4 2 2, right? The middle digit will always be 3, which means if you somehow line them up together and run one through a writer and run the other through a multiplier, the 3 will always multiply with itself. For the 4, you'll get the opposite. The 5 will match with the 2, and so on and so forth. The issue with this that I wanted to fix was that if you have this, you have a lot of duplicate values. Because when you multiply the first value by the last and then the second by the second last, you should only get half the values on average. Like half or one more than half. Or half rounded up. So there must be a way to filter out all the excess values. And I'm not sure how to do that. I think it has to be this number here that times it. So we'll see if we can do that right now. But I think this currently fits. So all I need to do is do a duplication. Run the duplication here. Then a red value here will basically... it'll basically activate this line of items to split off. And there'll be up to 11 of those items. Okay, but we do need space for 11, so that's gonna be a bit of a problem. Let's see here. If I can do this. How much is 11? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We have 13 right now. We want to hold... Oh, we can hold 10 because the 11th is always going to be a hashtag. So we need to hold 10. This will hold 10, but the 10 it holds is kind of scuffed. It's 10. Okay. Okay, if that's the case, then I probably want to just put this entire machine down here. And have the... yeah, have this stick down here. This will go up here. Okay. This should be workable, I think. I say workable. I feel like we can get rid of this first. We'll work with these numbers later. But the negative one, yeah, we'll just hold on to it for now. So these will get stuck down here. So this will be the one holding the stuff. The stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other thing is that this has to like kind of escape as well. Okay. There needs to be a better way of doing this. I need a bit more space. Alright, let's do some grand reorganization. I don't wanna... I mean, I feel like we're just coming out with a new solution at this point. But yeah, I want to keep this. This thing is very useful, I think. Because this is what we discovered last episode. We managed to get this to all come out one at a time. Yeah. Okay. So... let's start with that idea. Like this. Like this. And then this. So starting here. We want a counter to count the number of items coming through that aren't red. I mean, yeah, I guess, but there's more stuff we can do, right? Like, oh, what stuff can we do? No, maybe not. I mean, maybe, because like what I can do is... wait, hold on. Let me think about this real quick. Let me think about this. The duplicator for the counter can be somewhere. So it can be here. You'll basically set everything that comes through to the value of 1 and then sort of like collate them somewhere. We'll just put a infinitely holding obstructor for now. This is the other thing that I wanted, right? I needed to split this into 2 lines. Yeah, and the 2 lines I'm going to split them into are going to do... there's going to be one that holds for 10 and one that holds for... the one that doesn't hold. Okay. So we'll have the one that doesn't hold to be here, I think. So like this. And then I want them all to like... crap, this is kind of taking a bit of space. Hold on. Let's move you up. I don't want you to take up any space. But this is going to take up space either way. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, because this value does have use, which means we're going to have to move it somewhere. There's so much... I need a lot of space, I think. Let's just do this for now. We have some space here. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll have 10 items, which are these 10 items. The last one doesn't have to be here, honestly. Yeah, like that. And these are going to be activating them to run backwards. Like this. Yeah, these are all right. At a certain time. Okay, so let's run it and see if it works. So for example, we want this 151 to sort of like only activate when all of these are in their right spots. And hopefully that right spot is gonna be pressed against this line. So this is where the first bit will be at all times. Which should be timeable with this value. Because this value comes immediately after the end value, right? So this value can be aligned with this. They are definitely going to be equal distance apart. Yeah. Okay. Let's say I did this. Is this gonna help? I don't think it helps. I think it's interesting that they can do that, but I want a space. So let's just hold on to this for a while, I guess. We'll hold on to this for some amount of time, and then we'll basically run. Yeah, we'll run through again. Okay, so how long do we have to hold for? I don't know, 4 cycles maybe? Wait, what? Oh yeah. I mean, the 151 is going to actually merge, right? That's not good. We don't want to merge. Okay, hold on. The counter probably shouldn't be in the way then. Wait, hold on. No, I'm gonna think about this. The red should activate this guy, honestly. And then hold it for a certain amount of time. The red from this 151 should activate this. So when this comes in, it will let go of whatever's here. It will come and take its place. It will be held for a certain amount of time. And it will come out here and activate this. The amount of time it is held is unknown. But 1, 2, 3, 4. So okay, let's say 4 cycles. Then this has to be not detecting for 151 but for the color red, because we know the reds will merge. But the red will retain its property, I think. Oh, all the reds. Okay, so this will start pulling things through already. Yeah, that's not good. So we have to just leave it out, I think. Okay, fine. Fine, we'll leave it out. We'll leave it to run. I don't know exactly how long it should be running for. So like the 151 should activate around here. Here. It will activate whatever these are. Right? That should give you a full... Yeah. Like that. I think that's good. And that will reverse the entire thing. I'm pretty sure I can just run them through obstructors, and that should be fine. They'll be held in position and ready to run backwards if they need to be. Yeah, we'll do that. Can this technically run through this thing? And the answer should be yes, right? No. Okay, because this rate would also activate it. Okay. We'll do this for now. And then something will activate the obstructors to release everything. Probably this line. And then basically this line will run alongside this line to create your set of values. Yeah. So at some point this will activate these. And because you have a full line of them running through, that full line will run through and activate all of these for this number of cycles, and all of these will run out just in time, I think. I don't know like what exactly the timing should be, but it looks fine. Yeah, for 10 it should have a 10th one over here, just so. Yeah, the reason why I didn't need this was because, I mean, it would run downwards anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I could have it here for like, to make it look nice, but let's try not doing that for now, just to not clutter the place up. So like this. That looks okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. Then we basically just want... We want this to write over by 1. We want it to just get destroyed immediately after, I think. And the thing that activates those obstructors will be this thing over here. I can still use red for it. Let's use red for it. So like this. It'll look like this, I think. Oh, but this should be further back. Because yeah, this will be where this comes out. So when this moves from here to here, it will be the same as when this moves from here to here. And then they'll have to move to the multiplier next. So it should look like this, I think. Let's see if that works. And this times the two lines to basically run alongside each other, but one is backwards. And that works perfectly, I think. Yeah, like that. Ta-da! Okay. Question is, what if I went the other way? And did 7. Would that work? The line of 7 does get pressed against this. This activates at the right time. There you go. So you should get a 9 somewhere. Yeah, that's a 9. There you go. Alright, and so you get this like palindromic-ish sequence of digits. Well, yeah, it will be palindromic regardless. So the thing is, I need to determine when to break it apart. And for it, that will be where this 8 comes in, which is why I've been holding it for so long. Okay, that looks right. Okay, if anything though, I should probably use a blue wire to make sure that this doesn't get in the way. This wire is very annoying. So I'm gonna run it alongside the side of it just to make sure it doesn't get in the way of any machine. This shouldn't bother this value, I think. Because this value would have already been gone by the time this gets touched by a red. Yeah. It does get... So maybe this should be a one-time thing. Like, this should be a one-time thing here. Does that work? I think it works, yes. Okay, good. The one-time thing will allow it to reset itself after this goes away. There you go. Okay, we're making a lot of progress, which is nice. So this palindromic sequence has to be split up by the value here. Also has to be alternating between adding and subtracting. I think for that I'll just do a times -1 thing, right? Yeah, I'll just do a times -1 thing. Okay. So we need to alternate. Alternating shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, so how do I do this? Well, how does this value help split this in half? I guess this could activate a remover at the right time. Maybe. Yeah, I could activate a remover at the right time. Let's see if I can pull that off. So here we need to... Okay. So let's do this. We have a remover. A remove like that. Right now it'll be off, but after waiting for a certain number of turns, this will turn on. And it will do some counting. We will detect for, I think less than was what we're looking for, right? So if it's less than a 7, so a 5 or a 6, it will remove earlier, followed by... followed by 7, and then 9. No, 7, 9, and 11. Which means... yeah, so this will look like this. We'll set this to be -1 for now. We'll see how long it takes. So we'll start here. This is cycle number 5. So we're currently at the value of 8, right? The value of 8 will trigger the 9, but not the 7. The 9 and 11 will be triggered by the 8. So we start at cycle 5. By the time this comes in here with the 4th object, it needs to activate this when this 8 comes here. And we're at cycle 35. So it'll be here at cycle 34, 33, 32, which means we have to wait 27 cycles, I believe? I don't know. I'm just doing the math by counting. Let's see. And we'll fine-tune the values if we need to. There you go. Okay, very nice. They get thrown away. And does this work for 7? The 7 will activate only the 9 and 11 as well, actually. So question is, will it hold first 4 values as well? Yes, it will. Okay. Next test. Does it work with a 6? It should activate all 3 of these, so this should be even earlier on. But is it early enough, or did I break it? I broke it. Okay. So this should be pushed forward. Or this should be pushed backwards. And this should be pushed even further back. And then this will be increased by 1. So for the 6, it should work. Not 8, 28. So this should work now, right? Does it? Maybe it depends on the value, in which case we have a problem. Okay, that works for 6. Does it work for 7? It works for 7. Does it work for 8? Like, I think one of the mistakes I'm making is that it's a lot of localized stuff. I keep making it work for a certain number, but it turns out that it just doesn't work for other numbers. It works for 8, okay. Does it work for 10, which is here? That should let out 5 numbers, which means there should only be... which means there should still be 5 numbers left. Also, we are holding all 10 now. This should be the thing I was trying to test out. Because, while it could hold 7 or 8 digits, I never tested whether it could hold all 10. But now we know it can hold all 10. 1, 2, 3... was it a what? Oh, it's a 4 and a 2, that's why I get an 8. Okay, that works out. Yes, that lets out 5 digits and throws away the other 5. Nice, okay, that works. Okay, very nice. We like that. Okay, that works. Now we have to do the alternator. Also, I can get rid of you, I think. I'm just gonna run you back into here. Okay. Alternator. Oh, we've done an alternator before. Can I just go back and see if there was anything called an alternator around here? Yeah, there is. So the solution was what? Oh, this is the alternator, right. So if we were to focus the parts of the alternator where things actually alternated, what did it do? It activated this, flipped it, and then flipped it back. What does this B for? Does it do anything? That B doesn't connect to anything. Okay. So it activates the B and activates the A, and then activates the B and activates the A. Okay. Okay, which means that should be what we do as well. Activate a conveyor conveyor that activates B, then a conveyor that activates A. So like this, and then we have a B here. And we have an A here that undoes it. And that should alternate, right? I want to keep testing with the 10 length one because that one gives me the most. That one gives me the most value. Yes, okay, that does in fact. Okay, that's very good. And more importantly, the one that's going second has to be one that is subtracted, right? So one going here has to be multiplied by -1. I think that works. Okay, let's just keep doing this. Wait, hold on. Let's hold it in with a infinitely holding value first. The last thing we need to do, I remember there's one more thing we need to do. If the sum is between this value, where L is the length of the key. How would I do that? I mean, I have the length of the key right here. That's actually really useful. I got rid of this R. Okay. Length of the key is right here. I don't need to throw it away. I can use that. It has to be a -1. So this becomes an 8. Actually, let me just do one quick check just to make sure the last thing actually works. So we start off with 42. 42 minus the 6 should be 6, right? Plus 8 is 14. Okay. Minus 24 is -10, plus 18 is 8. And that fits under this, which is a 10. I want it to run along. I want this to run here and do a couple more checks, I think. Yeah, I want this to run here. Actually, I do want another holding. I want something to be held here so that everything piles up before letting it go. This should also be flipped to push forward. Then I want this to write stuff. I want it to write its value, then the negative of its value. Okay. That shouldn't be too difficult. It's gonna take out a lot of space, but that's kind of okay, I think. I'll just throw it away afterwards. So it writes its value, then the negative of its value into some sensors. And if it happens to be... It's inclusive. So it has to be less than or equal to, or I add 1 to its value to increase the range. Then I can use a less than or more than. So if it happens to be... If it happens to be, say, more than its value, or less than the negative of its value, it will, I think, activate a conveyor that will, cause it to become this check, this cross mark, right? A red 129. Okay, I can do that. A red 129. It's actually really easy to do. So if it activates these, also this will be more than, if it's more than the positive value or less than the negative value, it will activate this, pushing it down. So down is the failure state, which should become red and the value of 129, which is the cross. And then otherwise it becomes the value of 144 and stays white. And these should all be linked together like so. So yeah, for a length of 10, you get this value. We know this value would become an 8. We'll just let it run because I'm going to change the value later, but we don't need to do this for too long. It will not activate this, not activate this, keep going and become a 144. Nice. Otherwise it will change here. And with the range is correct. The range is based on the data size, which is here. So firstly, how long does this need to wait for? If you're only holding on to... This is the longest length, right? So this will produce the longest sum that we need to create. 1, 2, 3, 4. It only needs to hold for 4, really. I think. Let's check. I think 4 is a bit iffy. It's fast, but it's a bit iffy. Perfect, okay. Can we run this like concurrently with the next one? Why is this 42 here? Oh, the 42 was from there, yeah. Can we run this concurrently? Because we need to time this as well. Like, how early can I make the next thing go? So it starts here at cycle 12. It can basically start pushing things out really early on. I wonder how early on it can do it. If I got rid of you entirely, we're definitely not going to make it. Right? Yeah, this value is too long. In fact, this value of 28 is the best we can do. Actually, is it? The 28 is based on this. Okay, hold on. Go back. The 28 holding can be shortened if I pushed the entire sequence here down by 1, I think. Then this will only be 27. And then there'll be one more spot, which allows me to make this come out one faster, I think. Yeah. So hopefully the timing still works out. Yes. Okay, everything's still right. Okay. 27. If you start at 12, you start at 5. Meaning that you will be released at 32, which we knew already. Wait, no. Yeah, you'll be released at 32. So the next thing can be here at 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. If this is activated at 26, then this will be 25, this will be 24. Which means that if it gets in here at position 12, it needs to hold for 12. Hopefully that works out. That is 2 off. Okay, maybe 14 then. Not 4. 14. Okay. Jesus Christ, look at the number of bits on screen right now. Okay, that looks okay. Cycle 8? Is it 8? Should it be 9? Yes, it should be 9. Okay, it is 9. I just didn't see that. Okay, cool. And then the 9 will run on its own. The 9 will do its thing. The next thing will come in just in time. I think this works. Negative 23 is wrong. Wait, but... It's wrong. Well, why is it 20... why is it... Wait. Why did it become 23? Did I eliminate something? Hold on. So it's these 9 things, yeah. 6, 6, 2, 6, 6, 6, 2, 6, 1, 4, 6, 5. Wait. No, 1, 4, 6, and 8 is correct. Then 5 and 5. The 5 should be kept. The 48 should be removed. It is removed. Wait, what? Wait, something got mixed up. Wait, something got mixed up somewhere. Hold on. I can see the 36 is there. Wait, the 36 was thrown away. Oh, should this be a one-time thing also? Did I just mess that up? Okay, we'll see if it works with the 10 first. I think because Yeah, because this was set to be infinite directional change. Yeah, this flipped it basically. It won't work because the rest will come through. Someone needs to reset that. Okay. I think that we should reset that. It shouldn't be too difficult to produce. It's just this. Like, this thing can actually just reset that on its own, I'm pretty sure. Right? We'll see if this value can reset it in time. This 10 should reset it by the time the 9 does its thing. Which it will, okay. So the 9 has a fresh slate. We just had to reset everything. So this should give us a value that's close enough, right? -5 fits. Cool. The next one is a set of 5 digits, which surprisingly does not fit. Is it too big? It's too big. Wow, okay, so that... What activates this? Oh, the less than -6. Wait. Oh, okay, I get it. It passed this, but it failed this. Because it failed this was turned off again. But if it passes this should already be turned on. So these should both be under two very different systems, I think. Like that. Wait, no, but that's not a problem. The problem is that the bit comes here, even though it shouldn't. Okay, what about this then? Is that good enough? Two separate lines that go down the same path? I think so. So this would get pulled down immediately. And it should turn downwards. Okay, so now if we went to the 5 to check. The 20 should just be hauled away immediately already. Wait, the -5? Yeah, -5 is right. The 20 at this point should be hauled away early on. Which is here. Good. Okay, that works. And then this is also going to fail. Is it because it's negative this time or positive? Very positive. I got hauled away here. This is correct. I'm gonna find one where you get a negative value just to check if it works. So this one will be... Oh, this one will be out of range because the length is 7 and its value is 8. What if it just barely doesn't work? Wait, what? Wait, what? Its length is 7, right? It's 8, right? So it should fail, yes. But why doesn't it? Oh, because this already has the +1 property on it. So if we're looking for something larger than 7, then we don't need to add 1, right? So okay, so just to check at the very beginning, when the value of 10 is written here, a 10 would work, but an 11 wouldn't, which is why we shouldn't add 1. This having a 10 written on it would allow a 10 through, but fail an 11. Because the 11, 11 would activate it, but a 10 would not. We wanted to add 1 here because we wanted a property, but the property was already imbued into the more than... it was already part of the more than thing, right? Yeah, if it's more than or equal to, then this +1 is necessary. But otherwise it's not. Okay. So now if we went back, everything should still work out right, and then this 8 should actually be activating this and getting pulled in. There you go. Okay. Also, that means this A can be now here, which will save on a couple wires and a bit of space. Okay. I probably also want to do this, just to make things a little nicer. There you go. Ah, that fails. Why? What? Why is it? Did I mess things up really hard? Does this button not work very well? Oh, this button doesn't work very well. Oh, okay. Well, that is a problem. Here you are, I guess. Ah, jeez. Okay, that should be fine though, right? Yeah, just barely fine actually. This A turns it back immediately after. So this should work. Yes, it does. Okay. Cool. I'll take it, honestly. There's a bunch of optimizations I could definitely make, but I'm a bit tired of doing that right now. So let's not. Let's just run the program and see if, and hope it works. There you go. This almost fits into a smaller space, but not quite. Yeah, I'm not fitting anything in there. Definitely not. Alright. So let's go back to our test case 0 and start running the program. Hopefully it works for every value. It does, but fairly slowly, I guess. There you go. Nice. Wow, I haven't solved the puzzle in a while. I think it's been 10 episodes since we solved the puzzle, so yeah. It's been quite a while. Okay, that's gonna be it for this episode, definitely. Yeah. Moving on. I think we've unlocked our final thing, right? What? Wait. Oh, do these not count to 45? This was 45, right, I remember that. Yeah, this was our 45th puzzle. Do these not count? Oh. Well, in that case, this will be done by something else then. I think it's... What is it? Is it this one? Is it minority? It might be minority. Really suspicious. Okay. Well, I guess then we'll try and solve minority at some point. Next episode we'll do file sorter though. File sorter... Yeah, we'll do file sorter next episode. Until then though, that's gonna be it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Yeah, bye bye.